Be careful what you wish for. Sally, a young student, spent a lot of time in the old university library. This place always seemed strange to her, with its dusty shelves and the smell of old pages, but it possessed a certain magic. One day, while wandering between the rows of books, she came across an ancient tome with no title. The book looked strange. The cover was covered with intricate patterns, and the pages seemed too new for such an old book. Intrigued, Sally took the book off the shelf and opened the first page. It read, "Be careful what you wish for." Sally smiled, thinking it was just another made-up story, and decided to take the book home. That night, sitting at her desk in her small dorm room, she opened the book and began to read. The text was written in Old English, but it was surprisingly easy to understand. Each sentence seemed mesmerizing, and the stories of wishes and their consequences captivated her attention. Unable to resist, Sally decided to give it a try. She closed her eyes and whispered, "I want to pass all my exams with excellent grades." When she opened her eyes, nothing had changed. She laughed at her own naivety and went to bed. In the morning, Sally felt a strange excitement. During the exam, her mind worked like never before. Answers came easily, and she knew she had aced it. Her joy was overshadowed when she learned that her best friend Mary had been in an accident and was now in a coma. However, at that time, Sally did not connect this with the book. The next time, Sally decided to make a wish that seemed harmless. She wanted her crush, Mark, to notice her. The next day, Mark asked her out on a date, but his girlfriend, Lisa, fell down the stairs and broke her leg. Only then did Sally begin to suspect that the book might not be as simple as it seemed. She returned to the book and noticed that the pages seemed darker and more sinister. She realized that every wish she made would come true, but at a terrible cost. Despite her fear, Sally continued to make wishes, hoping to find a way to outsmart the book, but each wish brought more suffering to those around her. She wanted to be popular, and her friends turned away from her. She wished for wealth, and her parents lost their jobs. In desperation, Sally decided to destroy the book. She tried to burn it, but the book remained unscathed. She tried to drown it, but it floated back to the surface. The book seemed indestructible. One night, in a state of panic, Sally realized that the only way to get rid of the book was to wish for its disappearance. But what would happen to her? The book had already taken over her thoughts and feelings. She felt like she was losing control of her life. Finally, Sally made her decision. She opened the book one last time and whispered, "I want this book to disappear from my life, from this world." At that moment, she felt a cold darkness envelop her. The librarian, walking between the rows of the closed library, noticed a girl. She was lying lifeless, but with an inexplicable expression of happiness on her face. It was Sally. There was no book in her hands. When the library opened in the morning, among hundreds of thousands of books, there was one with a new cover that read, "Be careful what you wish for." Sally had disappeared, but her story remained captured in the book. Those who picked it up heard echoes of her final thoughts and warnings. Sally had sacrificed herself to save others, but who would dare open this book again? Now the book awaited its next reader, holding dark magic and an insatiable desire to ruin the fates of those who dared to ask for too much.